Hi, thank you again for joining me for this interview today. Could you please introduce yourself and tell me what your role is in this movie?
Yes, so my name is Cameron Dilly, and I'm the director, writer, and starring actor in the film Godspeed.
Awesome. Could you tell me a little bit about the movie Godspeed?
Of course. So, Godspeed is my passion project. It follows the protagonist. He goes through financial struggles, and you see this in the opening. He receives mail, and it says that he's overdue on his bills. And, after going through the struggle, he resorts to street racing to basically make money for himself so that he can pay for his rent.
All right, and what is the genre of the film?
So I use multiple genres. There's a lot of genre hybridity, I would say. But I would say the primary genre, it's got to be racing. It's a racing film at heart. But there's definitely a lot of other conventions that I use from different genres. So I would say there's a lot of thriller elements, a lot of, crime elements. I would say even action movie elements. You name it, really.
And does this film break any of the typical genre conventions?
Yeah, so I would say it definitely does break some conventions. As far as racing films go, they're usually, macho, fast paced, slop, really. You know, um, a lot of them, there's no depth to them. It's all just about, cars. And, I wanted to definitely include cars to reach my target audience, but I kind of break away from that a little bit. I kind of lean into the mystery, kind of thriller action side of the film a lot more. Uh, Definitely still a lot of cars, for all the car lovers, but there's a lot of other conventions that I use to reach a broader audience, and I want my film to be known not only as a car film, but as an actual good film. So I think I did a good job of that.
Awesome. And what kind of social groups would you say that this film represents?
So as far as representation goes, I would say definitely represents the lower middle class, poverty, economic struggle, and this is a big theme in a lot of racing films. But I would say, it also represents like depression and isolation, because the film kind of, the main character, his face is cast in shadow for the entire opening. You never really see his entire face. You don't even know what he looks like. And through the shots that I use, I use kind of wide shots, and it kind of isolates him, and it just it kind of creates this dark feeling of the film, an uneasy feeling, especially with the use of the lighting, the dark lighting, in the rain. I just really wanted to create a dark feeling for this opening.
Well, it's really awesome. I'm really excited seeing this film in theaters. Thanks again for joining me for this interview today.
Of course, I'm excited for everybody to see it as well.